This is Daryl Terrell. Welcome to the real world, and also welcome to episode 18, where I have Julia Adame with Alterra Home Loans, the Adame team. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. Awesome.
We appreciate you being here. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Julia, and I'm a mortgage lender. So I'm branch manager of Alterra Home Loans in Oklahoma City. And I have two branches, one in Edmond and one on the south side of Oklahoma City. Besides that, I'm also a mother. I have 4 children and just a girl out there hustling, trying to make a living. So that's mainly who I am.
That's awesome. Tell us how you got into home loans and where you are today.
Well, I got into it kind of as an accident. I answered an ad for a bilingual salesperson, and next thing you know, I'm thrown into the refinance boom, and that happened in 2007 and 2008. So I don't know if you've heard anything called the recession when that happened. So I got into the business when that was about to happen. So actually, like, refinances went away, and then I had to turn to calling realtors and marketing myself to now helping people do purchase home loans. So that was a whole new ballgame that I ended up doing really well. At that time, the Oklahoma City Hispanic market was growing. There was not that many bilingual real estate and mortgage professionals. So I was able to build a business out of catering to the Hispanic market.
Awesome. I see you're always out there and you're building your brand and you're at a lot of different functions. And what is it that makes your team so successful?
Well, I think that the branding is super important. So getting out there and definitely showing people what you do. You know, I have a friend that always says, you know, if you don't tell people your story, they'll make up your story for you. So to me, that's really important is here's what we do every day. Hey, look at us pre-approve someone. Hey, look at us close someone. Hey, this is how this client bought their home. So we're always making sure we tell a story as to how we're accomplishing these goals. And that helps us a lot with the branding. I'm really selective about networking events and functions I go to because I am a single mom of 4 kids. So I can't go to everything, but we do want to make sure that where we are at, it's productive.
Awesome. Awesome. So what is a good home loan rate when it comes to trying to buy a home?
Well, I think right now it's all over the news that mortgage rates are dropping. So what that means is that you could buy a home at a really affordable rate. Also, you get a lower house payment for a larger purchase price. So that's great. So a $250,000 home had a higher payment last year than it would this year. Also, if you did buy your home last year, within the last 2 years, you can see if rates are even better right now. So right now, rates are kind of in the high threes, and it hasn't been that way for years. So right now, it's really a great time to either refinance your mortgage home loan or buy a home.
How would they go about refinancing their home loan? Would that help them make their, how does that affect their home loan that they had to get the home loan?
Right. So a lot of people think that refinancing means they have to start over. Like, I don't want to start over, right? So refinancing just means paying off your current loan balance.
Gotcha.
So wherever you're at today. Now, a lot of people's homes in Oklahoma have increased in value. So they can actually pull some cash out as well as paying off the mortgage loan balance.
Nice.
Right. So you can either go back to a 30-year term, just essentially the starting over, right? Or you could choose to go with a 20-year term, a 15-year term, or even a 10-year term.
Nice. What is it that you are so passionate about when it comes to home loans and helping people find their find the capability to get the home of their dreams?
Well, being in mortgages is not an easy business. It is a very emotional transaction. Oh my God, because you're dealing with people's homes and their lives and where their kids sleep, and it's not a regular loan. It's very emotional. So, you know, people that have been in the business as long as I've been in the business 14 years, you really do have to have a passion for it to stay in it that long. I always joke around that I want to quit my job and strip on the weekends because sometimes it does get that hard, you know. And for me, it's mainly the satisfaction of helping people. It's true. My parents are immigrants from Mexico. They came in 1980, and they didn't speak any English. I always tell people a story about my dad that he learned English watching Sesame Street.
Wow.
Yeah, because he felt like he was being taken advantage at work, and he was like, I need to know what my boss is saying. So when I see families that walk in my door, they don't speak English, they've probably been taken advantage of, that's where my passion comes from. So it's not just Hispanic people, it's just anybody.
Right.
That, because we've even had clients that are American, grew up in the American system, and they don't have credit, they don't know what's the first step. So, I mean, that to me is my passion, is truly helping people out and helping them accomplish that goal. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you that makes you so unique when it comes to someone coming to you to help them get a home loan?
So for us, our system is built for a minority home buyer. Now, when we have a home buyer come in that has used the credit system and has, W-2 employment, they seem to fly through the system. So coming to me, I mean, you'll make sure that, like, I have a saying within my team that we leave no stone unturned. So you're going to come to a team that's definitely going to do what we can to find the way. And we make sure every home buyer is pre-approved by looking at their documents.
Nice.
So there's a lot of lenders out there that they'll just take the verbal, like, oh, you make $5,000, great, here's your pre-approval letter, and then they go under contract, and then they really don't make $5,000.
Right.
And then they've spent all this money with inspections and all these other, fees, and they can't buy their home. So we always make sure that we pre-approve people thoroughly. It does take us, 2 to 3 days to actually pre-approve people, because we are looking at everything. And when we issue that letter, we make sure it's a deal that we can actually do.
How have you kept the balance between being a single mom and working in home loans? Is that a very hard task for you to do?
It comes in different seasons. We have our busy season, and then our lulls happen. But I mean, I make sure that I'm working. Well, first, I make time for myself, because as you know, I work out, and working out to me is my distressor. So when people say, how do you do it all? I have to have my me time. So my saying is, mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, right? So I make sure that I work out, and then I go to, from 8:30 to 5:30 is my work time. That's when my life is dedicated to only my career.
Nice.
After 5:30, then that's whatever I want to use it for. And of course, it's racing home to cook dinner, right? Baby's got to eat, baby's got homework. And then after that, then it's, me time, or maybe I'll log on and work again. So I do find myself working, at night and on the weekends, but I know how important it is what I do, and people are depending on me. So there's that, it's a little balance.
Yeah, there's some definite balance there.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that working out helps your job helps you be more energetic towards your job?
Oh my God. Like, if I didn't work out, oh my gosh, like I could feel myself when I have no energy. So it definitely helps me with energy, stress reliever. I could feel that when I work out, I'm definitely less, there's times where I'm shaking. Right. Because the job is so stressful. You have people with moving their stuff in moving vans, and they're calling you and they're crying. They don't have anywhere to go. Why isn't their loan closed? And you're like, it's a stressful job. Yeah. And the eye starts twitching. And so, working out, I can see that it helps me be very level-headed. Yeah. And put things into perspective, because I don't know, more than I do what kind of chemicals it releases in your body. But there's something that happens that just calms you down, helps you throughout your day, and energizes you.
Nice. Nice. What's some type of or some kind of guarantee that you give your customers when it comes to home loans?
I think that a guarantee that I can give people is that my heart and soul will go into their home loan. I will make sure that everything's in place for them to get their loan approved. The last thing we want is anybody to be upset, because that reflects on my reputation and my team, and things happen. Things happen outside of our control, but definitely know that I breathe and sleep for their mortgage loan. Yeah.
How long does that normally take, the process for you to get their home loan approved?
So contracts are usually 30 days. So we're going to do everything within our power to close within those 30 days. That's usually how long it takes from when they submit the contract to us to closing date.
Nice. What is the difference between an agent who makes it and a person who doesn't?
Well, for me, I think a lot of it has to do with work ethic. You know, I'm not going to lie, you know, that saying of, what is it? The talent, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Yeah, that's so true in this business. So you definitely have to have a really good work ethic and be very ambitious, because in mortgages and real estate, your income is limitless. You know, what you make, as long as you hustle, and don't be lazy, don't lie, have integrity, you'll do well.
Nice. As far as your job, what is that main thing that keeps you driven besides helping your customers? Name something else that keeps you extremely driven at being a home loan advisor.
Besides Christian Curie, Kaisem and Seven.
There you go. Okay.
Other things that keep me driven is, wow. I mean, I'm so passionate about what I do. It just naturally drives me to do well. You know, I get asked that a lot, like, what makes you different than other loan officers? And I mean, I just have to say, you just either have it or you don't. Like, if you love what you do, you're going to end up doing well at it.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, it's going to take time.
Yeah, of course.
And so, speaking of time, do you feel like it takes up majority of your time throughout the day when you have customers contacting you during hours and off hours?
It does take time, but I've been able to try to balance that well. I love now that everything's text message. So when I started in the business 14 years ago, it was all phone call. You know, everybody called you. Now, if you're not available, we could text the client and just say, hey, I'm at a game, or hey, I'm trying to make dinner. Like, text me and I'll get back to you. So that has helped a lot, is technology and systems and processes to help balance that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now. Hopefully, if I've trained people to help me do what I do, so maybe I could step out a little bit, you know, because I am involved in nonprofit organizations. That's always been a big passion of mine. For the last probably 8 years, I've given my time and money to different organizations throughout the city. Right now, I'm board secretary for the Latino Agency.
Nice.
It's Oklahoma City's largest nonprofit for Hispanic peoples. They do a lot for mental health, treatment. So I'm really passionate about that. So it'd be nice to just help more, right? Because I'm at capacity with the mortgage business, and they could always use more time and help in those organizations. So, yeah.
When it comes to the Latino industry, or I want to say more so, when helping more Latinos find a home, do you find it becomes easier for you to help them get a home opposed to any other ethnicity at all?
They are the ethnicity. They're the largest growing ethnicity here in Oklahoma City, and there's going to be a lot more Latinos coming because of the construction we have going on and all the hospitality. You know, with the hotels going up. So I feel like for them, it's hard for them. The reason why is because we're not so united as other ethnic groups. Because I feel like with Vietnamese ethnic groups, all within each other, they've helped with credit and things like that. Like, they've helped financially educate each other. I think with Hispanic people, we're just so large that we haven't been able to develop that yet. So they are the group that does, there's a lot of odds against them. They don't have credit. You know, they go in, a lot of them get paid cash, and they don't know that they can't get a home loan if they get paid cash. A lot of them are self-employed and write off a lot on their taxes just because they just don't know. So I think with Hispanic people, you know, it is a little bit harder to get a home loan. The good thing is that the younger generation that's growing up here, because like me, my parents came, and this is the result of that. You know, there's a lot more younger people like that. And I think there's going to be a good drive of Hispanic homeownership in Oklahoma City.
Nice. What is a good way for you to put more information out there for the Latinos to find out how to be better at, you know, being more structured to get a home?
I think with more Latinos getting access to technology is going to help. Because 5 years ago, I was uploading YouTube videos in Spanish on how to build credit.
Right.
I don't do that very much anymore, and I should continue that. But I mean, if once they have access to the information, that's really going to help.
Nice.
Yeah. So before, Latinos, older Hispanic people, they're not on Facebook. They didn't have an email address. But now with smartphones, everyone has to have an email address.
Right.
Everyone has Facebook. Everyone has WhatsApp to communicate with their family in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to help a lot, is the access to technology.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are some tips that you can give to those that may be listening right now when it comes to going about getting the home loan? What are some tips that you can give some people that are listening right now? So
I really think that if you are wanting to get a home loan, I love the Credit Karma app.
Okay.
Yes. So I would suggest downloading that, see what's going on with your credit. If you have a 0 score, there is a possibility for you to get a home loan by your rental history, your payments on your utility bills, even your Netflix payments help. So so there's ways to get a home loan with no credit. Now, if you do have credit, your score has to be at least a 580 with our lending company.
Gotcha.
And if you have a 580, it's only 3.5% down. So that's super affordable, because we're very fortunate in Oklahoma, we have affordable home prices.
Mm-hmm.
Once you reach up to the 640 range, now you're looking at down payment assistance to help you with that 3.5%. With veterans, 0 scores allowed, that 0 down payment. 580 scores are allowed, 0 down payment for our veterans.
Wow.
Yeah, so I would just start out, just kind of see where you are, and then feel free to reach out to us as lenders, because we're not credit experts by any means, but we do love to give advice to help you become a homeowner.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Let's see. What is it that you have made, since you've been in the business, 14 years?
Yeah.
What are some of the struggles that you have gone through since being in the home loan industry?
Wow. I think just not being educated on the logistics, like the background of being a mortgage lender. Someone else was controlling my interest rates. Someone else was controlling my turn times for my clients.
Yeah.
I think just not being educated in that area really hurt my business sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm a branch manager, because Alterra Home Loans was the first mortgage company to ever, offer that position to me. Everywhere else I've been, it's your loan officer. It's almost like if they were low on production, they'd crack that whip on me, like, do more, right? And it's like that. And Alterra Home Loans was like, own your own branch.
Nice.
This is your baby. You control more. So I feel like since then, it's completely changed my business.
They gave you an opportunity to grow within yourself.
Yes, and they feed me education like crazy. 2 weeks ago, I was in D.C. Talking to HUD, Fannie Mae, and Freddie Mac. That's never been offered to me before.
Wow.
Yeah, so Alterra has completely changed my business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What kind of guarantee can you offer someone that is looking for a home loan?
I mean, I can guarantee you that I'm going to do whatever I can to help you get into a home loan. And when something's wrong, we're going to make it right. So we are definitely going to find a way to make it happen for you. I've helped clients on closing day. If they're short $100, we'll throw in a lender credit.
Gotcha.
And I've done a lot more than $100 sometimes. Yeah. So, I mean, we just have that sort of mentality. I've never had what's in it for me kind of a mentality. It's more like, okay, what's the overall long-term goal here? So we'll make sure they're taken care of.
Nice. I guess for me, I want to know this question about you personally.
Okay. Yeah.
Who was that influence for you when it came to you making up your mind that this is what you wanted to become?
I don't think that there was ever like a time in my life where there was a decision. I think it just kind of happened organically. Getting into the refinance boom, I was dedicated to the Spanish-speaking department. And then from there, getting recruited to a company that now I'm doing purchase business. It just all happened organically. And I was surprised that I was good at it. I was good at selling the home loans and making relationships. And then from there, you know, education and going to conferences and things like that has just helped me with my business. But for me, it was definitely organic. Yeah.
Nice. When it comes to building your relationship with your customers, what is the best way you go about that?
You know, it's really hard to build relationships when you're doing a mortgage loan because it's very like, what's your name? What's your social? How much money you make? You know,
give me the basics.
Yeah, right. And I've definitely learned that sometimes you have to slow down and learn people's story too. You know, where are you from? You know, what's going on with where you live? And you kind of have to take time to get the story. When it's busy time, it's hard to get the story, but I definitely try to build those relationships. So one way that that's helped me with that is friending them on social media.
Yeah.
Oh, that has helped me tremendously. Because now I don't have to sit there and talk to you for 30 minutes.
Right.
I can go like your stuff and comment. And it helps us build a relationship, right?
Right.
And then the birthday cards, we celebrate every year a client has had 1 year in their home. We'll send them a card. And so we really try to think about them. At closing, we'll take a gift for them that has a map of their home, the closing date and their address. And, you know, we've had people cry receiving those because they're just like, wow, like I did this, you know?
Grateful.
So that, I think that, yeah, definitely they're grateful and we're grateful to serve them. So, yeah, that's some ways. It's definitely social media is helping me build those relationships.
Awesome. Would you like to tell everybody that is listening right now your information on how they can get a hold of you?
Yeah. So the best way to get a hold of me is through my personal cell phone. It's 405-474-4114. You can also find me on Instagram at adame.team and Facebook at Adame Team. So Adame is ADAME.
Awesome. There you go, guys. We have Julia Adame with Adame Team, and this is The Real World with the Daryl Terrell, and we're out.